Australians are celebrating information as voters return the Social Democratic Labour Party back to its rightful position at the helm of the country's government. Anthony Albanese, born in a lowly stable outside a Sydney Commission housing flat, defeated the unanimously hated marketing manager turned Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, as was widely reported before the election began. While many outside and inside Australia were unaware an election had been called, millions attended the traditional sausage sizzles around the country, many even staying on to vote. Christinia Solich has more.
Long lines were visible near barbecues across the nation as Australian democracy returned to its most easily understood form of white bread, ground pig fat and cheap tomato sauce. The future of our nation in the sticky hands of hungry citizens, some waiting up to 2.5 hours for a sausage in a bread, 3 years in the making.
Without the sausage, I don't know if all these people would be here.
What is today all about?
The sausages. You're here for the sausages.
It's pivotal to the Australian fabric.
And there was fun for the children too, with ABC Kids characters promoting social justice activism and progressive Marxist propaganda.
Do you mind having this weird lefty next to you?
She's alright.
As the band struck up, many even risking the COVID danger from singers and wind instruments, it was often hard to tell there was an election on at all. But over 15.5 million Australians did vote, even if many couldn't remember who they voted for by the time they got home to watch Married at First Sight, which just pipped the ABC's election ratings by about 1 million viewers. Cold sausages and stale bread was kept aside for any Liberals brave enough to join the throngs of vegetarian, gluten-free Labor enthusiasts. And Australia's digital citizens got into the spirit of the election too, viciously abusing each other at rates unseen since the backlash against freedom protesters from late last year. Christinia Solich, INN News.
Thanks, Christinia. Joining us now from a secret bunker in an undisclosed location for his own security is expert political analyst Tony Nito. Tony, thank you for your courage.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
So, how badly did Andrew Albanese beat his opponent?
Anthony, mate.
No, Brian. I'm Brian Sockington.
No, the PM, Anthony Albanese.
Right, but how many votes did his Labour Party receive in comparison to that smug marketing guy's one?
About 500,000 less votes than the Liberal National Coalition.
Which ones are they?
Morrison's one, the ScoMo guy. Prime Minister last week.
Ha ha, good one, Tony.
Nah, seriously, 67% of Australia didn't vote for Albo.
They voted for a different Labour candidate?
No, they voted for a different party. About 32% of Australians picked the winner.
How did they win then?
Well, that's how it works, Brian.
So if more votes go to the losing party, it must have been the huge swing towards Albo that secured the victory.
Nah, he got about 25,000 less votes than Bill Shorten did when he lost the unlosable election in 2019.
I see why you're in hiding, Tony, but you must admit, Anthony Albanese did win over the hearts of Australians who seem engaged with politics once again.
Nah, mate, voter turnout was down 2% across the country compared to 2019 numbers.
But we can at least rely on the stability of our two-party democracy.
Both major parties received record low vote counts, Brian. Almost a third of the country voted for a minor or independent party.
Yes, Tony Nito there with something about minor parties or something.